Destine live. How you doing?
All right.
What's up? Tonight we're going to be talking about concerts, man. Our first concerts, our favorite concerts, the best shows you've been to, whether it be the music or the production. I know you've been to a few shows, Dave, right, Des? Been to some concerts with both of you, man. Are you feeling good tonight? Yeah. What's the energy, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling real good, too. We've been preparing for Rough MMA all week. I know Follow Your Bliss Media has been in there editing, Alter Destiny, getting things ready for Rough MMA. Are you ready, Verde Video? Yeah, he's on scene here. I got to congratulate Bradley and Liz. They've got a bunch of equipment, man. It's like a studio in this place. Looks like the Tonight Show in front of us. It's starting to get crazy, dude. HD 4K. Are we broadcasting in 4K tonight? Sending a signal out through space. Yep. A cell tower, maybe, right? A satellite.
All the above, that spider web.
To the phone in your hand. It's been prophesized, Dave.
Like, follow, and share.
That people will like, follow, and share.
Yeah, you know, speaking of music, I know this kind of cool where, you know, this song was through a lot of just different times and different eras, if you will, you know.
Yeah.
Blue flute. We call this blue flute. It's pretty cool. It's one of those things where when you think about all the things in life, sometimes it's good and sometimes, man, it's not so good. But that's okay. Okay. This song is called Blue Flute. blue flute.
That's blue flute. Blue. The color of blue sparks creativity, so I've heard.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, yeah.
The sky is blue, man. We're definitely in touch with that. Internally as people, man. I'm surprised that money wasn't blue. I don't know. It's green, though.
You know, wasn't... Okay, I could be mistaken, but like green and blue were the same color.
Oh, perhaps, right?
Yeah, like a lot of languages.
It pretty much was synonymous
Yeah,
with each other.
Green and blue were like the same. Was like Doklish and Yago Doklish. The only difference between
Right.
Navajo between. You know.
Man, I wonder what the story is behind that, or the science, or the linguistic or cultural. Because I know a lot of these colors we have now, we couldn't make them with pigments back, before, that much long ago. And here we are, Clandestine Live. What episode is it? I think we're on episode 39. Are we on episode 39?
39.
Clandestine Live, episode 39.
It's Thursday, so I'm gonna do it.
It's Thursday.
Thursday.
It's Show's Day. Sorry, Thor. It's Show's Day.
Yeah, but
It shows
I
day.
still honor Thor, though.
Right.
yeah, you know,
And all the other deities.
You
Whoops.
tell me, kind of, a lot about the wood that we carve with and all this good stuff.
He said wood.
I know I said wood, but
Earth.
and all the stuff when they ask me, well, bring some wood. I'm like, okay,
Bring some wood.
He's
I'll
got
bring
wood,
some
all right.
wood.
I know, man. We got a couple cool segments. We have a cool
wood
segment
right
this week. We'll have a recurring thing because he works with it a lot. Dave
yeah.
brings his wood out quite a bit, so
Yeah.
we're going to be calling this segment "Gratuitous Wood."
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He's always
Yeah,
working on
but
his wood.
but I brought a special piece for you, Connell. That's the thing.
gratuitous wood.
That's why I brought it up, because you said bring my wood. So I
He said he would.
I was in Michigan.
said he would.
We were in Michigan. We were in
Said he
Michigan
would.
a while back, and I got this wood, and that I bought from this guy. That's what he does. He cuts these.
I like these
Long,
sound bites
you
we're
know.
getting, though.
This is
You have to
rabbi.
pause when you say, "So I got this wood." Pause, and then we have these sound bites.
Yeah.
So you bought the. I know I was talking to you on the phone when
Yeah.
you were out there looking at some of it. so.
Yeah, and this is real quick, but this is one of the pieces of woods I got from Michigan. It's like it's hard to see it, but the reason I brought it up, Connor, is I wanted to show you in particular this other
Wow,
the-
it's
what
gnarly.
kind of wood I got from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go, bro.
All right. This is mine, man. Is this like traditional?
That's naughty.
So I got some
That's
wood.
naughty, Dave. We said it was gratuitous wood. We weren't kidding around.
Gratuitous wood.
What do you make with that, Dave? I think
I
it's
don't know.
already made.
It's already made.
Looks
I
like an
don't need to
avocado.
do nothing with it.
Right.
By the way, that was it was old Big Mike. They call him over in Michigan. Michael McBride, man, good brother, man. He gave that to me, and I couldn't. I was like, I showed my uncle the next day. He go, Uncle, check this out. And he's like, hey, put that away. I know
Nature made it.
Very natural. I don't want to touch that.
You want to touch it? Wow.
I'm going to touch it.
This is a family show.
No, it isn't.
It is,
For
but we're
everybody. We're all
educational.
here because of this, for real.
Because Dave got wood in Michigan.
Yeah, got wood.
Well, we have a couple other segments, right? Gratuitous wood is coming up, but let's talk about this wood we have, Dave, because
Yeah, hang
seriously,
this up
Yeah,
in
you
your
would.
office.
I will hang that up in my office, and I'll think about it often. I will put this there, and I will be contemplating this often. That's right. 15 seconds, and we're going to be running a promo. But Dave, we brought wood. It's for real. You know, you always take light of it, and you're the funniest guy. You bring me through all this stuff, right? But we have this branch here, and as you know, Dave makes his own. And if you don't know, he makes his own flutes. Show us one of those flutes. We just played blue flute. We have another project he completed, and we're gonna show that to you after this. So let's run the gratuitous wood promo or segment. Gratuitous wood. Wood. Would you?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a
Somebody
woodchuck
would.
could chuck wood?
Des
Well,
would.
a woodchuck couldn't chuck very
Des
much
would.
wood because a woodchuck
Des
couldn't chuck
Gratefully
wood.
would. Fleetwood.
Guitars wood.
Deswood.
Deswood.
That's.
If you got any wood jokes, let us know in the
Yeah.
comments.
Share some
Yeah,
wood
right?
jokes with us, right? Because,
Well,
you know,
give us your best wood joke.
we're talking about beavers here tonight,
Gratuitous,
too.
gratuitous
obviously.
wood joke.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. Wait, I went to a different segment.
Yeah, and
Let's go.
also,
It's
you know
gratuitous wood.
You know what the
Gratuitous
thing is
wood.
Whoa.
with all this, you know, is if you're into all that, you remember to, you know, wear something over cover it, you know, unless you
Right.
want something.
Well,
to
you
happen.
want eye
You know,
safety,
that's why
too,
we're
you know.
here, you
There's
know.
always protective covering and
Yeah,
eye
all
safety.
that, you know, and
Jesus.
just
It's
make
working
sure
with
it's
your
like
wood.
that French, whatever. Just check this out.
Oh, man. Look at this stuff.
Put that on.
Whoa.
Did
Did you buy that at Castle,
Look at
dude?
that pine cone.
I know.
That pine cone was found in the forest.
And then Liz's grandpa made this. It's out of wood, and it's a little crate, all done by hand. That's pretty cool. Cool, Liz. Tell your grandpa thanks for sharing this with us.
Yeah. Well, Dave, tell us what kind of wood your flutes are made out of, man. Seriously.
Well-
Because I've seen you work on them, and it's not an easy task. You don't just throw that on the lathe and finish it.
No.
So tell us about that, man. Then I'm going to have Alan walk over here and hand us this project. Dave, show us the flute. Tell us what wood, the one you mainly use, that one like you just played. But Alan's going to hand us this flute that's up here that Dave has been working on for the famous flautist and acquaintance of mine, but friend of yours, Carlos Nekai.
Carlos Nakai.
Right,
yeah,
world
from
famous.
there. Yep, world famous. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, this one particular one's made from ironwood. I'm sorry, mesquite.
Mesquite.
Yeah, mesquite. And you know, a long time ago, I was at the Herd Museum, and traditional flutes, you know, it's usually like this, you know, where you see the head coming out and stuff like that, and and that's
buffalo be standing.
yeah. Yeah, or mainly the heron, or you know, yeah, or the loon. You know, that's what they see.
That's right,
Yeah, it's kind of a loon. Yeah, and so you would play it, you know. And one day I was at the Herd Museum carving the flutes, and this guy came up and we were talking, and he looked down he goes, "Hey man, does that thing play?" I go, "Yeah." So I picked it up and started playing it, you know. He looks at me and after I was done giving him a sample, he goes, "You know, why do you play it in the butt?" And I thought about that for a while, so now I decided, you know what, instead of playing it that way, I'm going to kiss it, you know, so I turned it around to where it's like, you know.
Whatever totem
Yeah.
you're going to put on, you're going to put it so that you're facing him. You look into the eyes of the eagle.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is one that,
Damn, Dave.
yeah, this is, yeah. Oh, this one. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But this is the one that goes to Carlos Nakai. I called him a couple times, and, you know, he's a busy guy, you know. So one of these days, Carlos, if you're watching or if anybody's watching, tell him this is for you, brother.
Carlos
This is-
Nakai.
I promised you when I got married the last time, and I will never make that promise again.
Well, I'm going to text him right now, Dave. Tell him to pick up his flute, man.
Yeah, but
Damn,
Yeah.
Dave.
All
That
right.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, you
The
guys
feathers.
hashtag Carlos Nakai. That is amazing, man. And hashtag that damn artist.
that damn artist.
Damn.
That's why you call him that damn artist,
Right?
because you see a piece and you're like,
Damn.
damn. That's what everyone.
He's always just
Oh
working on a
man,
project.
you know. And then the
Dave's
other
in
artists
the
are
Bat cave working on some shit all the
Right?
time.
the other are aspiring artists trying to make a flute. Damn.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That damn
Or when I walked up to him, we first met, and I'm like, yeah, and I can play flute, you know, sit around and play flute for myself, right? But I can play flute. But then I heard him play flute. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
but
about
it-
that rare wood right there, though? That other flute you have.
Oh, I know. This
I know. What is this? Really rare wood, man. It came
is
from
really-
deep in the jungles
really,
of PVC world.
yeah, this has been, I don't know how much more traditional you can get with this one, because, you know, there was one day that we had a gig up north, about 3.5 hour drive, and at the time my son was about 1.5 years old, and so I went to load up because I needed to go get ready to go do the gig, and I put my instruments in and some other stuff, and I went in, and my little boy needed to get ready too, so I went ahead and got him ready, put his pants on, all that good stuff, and walked back out to my van, and my instruments were gone. I had because I carry my instruments, the flutes and bass in one case. Anyway, they were gone, and I'm looking at I thought I brought that out here, and I went back in, looked everywhere, came back out, and realized that somebody was inside helping my boy out. Somebody stole my flutes and my bass, you know, and we had a gig that night, you know, and so I didn't know what to do, and so I called a buddy that I knew had money, you know, and he loaned me enough money to go buy a bass, but what am I going to do with the flute? And so I went to the hardware store, and I got some PVC pipe and some glue and a little bit of wood, again going back to wood. And so on the way up to our gig, he drove and I made a flute. That's what you're looking at, and I still play it. And that night when we got there, we started jamming, and it was pure white. It was a PVC pipe, and it was pure white with the lettering still. And we got up that night. I didn't know what to say about my all white pipe here.
It was porcelain, or was it a
I go, hey, you guys look at my new ivory pipe, man.
ivory?
It was ivory.
Wow.
And I go, but you can still see the lettering on the side.
It was carved from an ivory, right? From a tusk of a PVC elephant.
And I still play that. I still play it to this day. So
Yeah, it's in a couple songs, recordings even.
Dave, I just have to say that your crafting of flutes really reminds me of like creation itself, because something we were talking about in class the other day is how with instruments such as your flute, the flute is actually the vibration and the sound that comes through the instrument, and the instrument itself is the vessel or the body. So it's like you're crafting the vessel for this spirit of the flute to come through, to be incarnated into this realm. Just so beautiful. It just like really touched me thinking about that.
That is. I think you just defined it. Des and I have talked about how when you play in a public place, say like an outdoor venue, and it's open to the public, when the flute is played, man, that attracts people. Right? It just cuts through everything, and you hear that above a lot of things. So when you say creation, you know, it is. It's the epitome of everything, you know, brought into a sound.
Mm-hmm.
And hence the gratuitous wood, right? Creation, that damn artist.
Yeah.
But
all ties together.
right, something that he'll have me in awe, right, with this creation. Look at this raw branch here. What is this here, Dave?
It's just a raw branch, again, from Michigan, where...
What type of wood is that?
I
you know?
think that's black walnut.
Black walnut?
Yeah, but it's, it's definitely, in the long run, it'll be made into something.
Well, Dave's secret name is Black Cherry. So.
I know.
That's his handle if you look him up online. No, I'm just kidding. But we've seen him, and live shows you'll hear me. I'll introduce Dave. I'll sometimes say he's a Renaissance man. Give him some wood and he'll build you a cabinet.
Right.
And that's what I say all the time, man.
Give him some wood, he won't leave you alone.
Well, he's got to build a cabinet, put his clothes in your house after you give him some wood. So you got to watch out, man. Hey, let's go to there's a huge event, dude. One of our good friends, our brothers, he was on the show last week.
That's right,
Joel Lopez and his colleague CJ have been working hard all week. We have a great announcement, right? Yep. Great announcement. Rough MMA 28 is going to be at Blue Water Casino this Saturday. We're going to be streaming that, and guess what, Dave? You can watch it on pay-per-view.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right. And you can see that Follow Your Bliss Media is managing the stream right now. I think we're in pretty high definition with these high new cameras, high to the most high, right? Follow Your Bliss Media, taking care of all this production. Gonna be handling the pay-per-view this Saturday night. You can see it on your phone.
Yeah,
you can follow,
out.
like, and share. You can watch a Rough MMA
badass
event, right? $20. It's at Blue Water Casino. So if you're in the area, of course, buy tickets. And if you're looking to travel, Blue Water Casino is like, man, it's really luxurious. It's a great place to stay. Dave and I will be hanging out in the I don't know, what do they have there? Do they have a pub?
Yeah, well, I remember back in the day when we went swimming there, and
right.
Even Veronica told me about how she used to be in there in the water too, when
the
they were
Blue Water
kids.
Casino, yeah.
Well,
up in the Colorado
Casino,
River Tribes, yeah. So we'll be up at Blue Water Casino, but then again, once again, shout out, Follow Your Bliss Media is going to be helping us do some pay-per-view, right? Altered Destiny, that's Alan. You've heard me talk about Alan. He's been putting together a lot of the graphics and the shorts and so forth, all the fighter information we're going to be running. So again, Dave, we're broadcasting a pay-per-view, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Clandestine Live will be on scene, but
we'll be square.
Commenting on the fight. Crow, I don't know, Crow didn't make it tonight. His mic's here. He called in, said he had car trouble. Maybe he'll walk in the door any minute.
Yeah.
There was. Right, but the one you were saying, yeah, double knockout, but he stood up it was within split second that he was able to pull out of it. Yeah. Right? It was a strong fight, strong event,
awesome.
Yeah, and of course the Verde video was on scene, taking care of the camera footage, right? We had Jet on camera as well. How many cameras are we going to run this time? Maybe 4 again? Possibly. So pay-per-view. Let's run the MMA promo. Clandestine Live episode 39. 39. Yeah, and we're all about music. Des jamming out on that acoustic.
I know, huh?
Just plugging the strings in E.
Guitar Zam. Check him out.
Yeah, look him up online, Instagram. Guitarzan on Instagram.
Guitarzan
I believe,
rocks.
Right? Guitarzan rocks. Is it underscore?
There's an underscore in there. Guitarzan _rocks.
You got to get that title, right? But
He doesn't even
Clandestine
know.
Live, episode 39. He is on there. You'll find him through my page, through Crow's page, through Serene's or Dave's, right? You'll see Guitarzan. Great music. Man, we came on last night. Bob Candelaria and I, we went out to, and Dave was out of town. He couldn't make it, but Anne-Marie from Auction invited us out to the Scorpions and Queensryche.
Yeah, I wanted to go, man. That just sounds...
It was Jeff Tate was not to be seen in the building, but it was Queensryche, right? So it did
right.
rock.
Now I
So
remember.
shout out, right? Jet City.
It just wasn't Reich without him.
Right. It wasn't Jeff Tate, but it was Queensryche, man, and they rocked.
Nice.
They
Really
did.
awesome.
Yeah, the show was really good, man.
That's
They
cool.
played cuts from several different albums, you know, and
Nothing off of Operation Mindcrime, I imagine.
oh no, they did. Yeah,
Hmm.
Eyes of a Stranger. What else? One other one
Interesting.
too.
But he's got. But he
I'm
can
sure.
still do it though. Didn't he just?
Yeah,
tour
they
around
must have
with-
worked out something, right? I think they were like pulling knives on each other
Divorce,
or something,
yeah.
right? That's how hardcore it
Kids.
gets, man.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, it's like a divorce. I get
Yeah.
that song, man.
Yeah. All right.
know.
We both get that song.
We both get it. Just go. Just, you know, we'll each send each other a check, man. Come on.
Just,
But
met
you know what?
Tate.
It was also the Scorpions, man. I have to say, concert stories, man, Scorpions. I went to see them a few times. I think last night was maybe my 5th or 6th time seeing the Scorpions through the years, something like that, right? And I was texting Alan last
did you
night.
say?
You hear something from the, I'll call it the Peanut Gallery tonight. But you hear him getting upset because I was texting him pictures from the show, knowing he's a fan, you know. But I remember the first or one of the Scorpion shows going as far back as Worldwide Live at Compton Terrace. The venue's not even there anymore. It's kind of the shell of it is, right?
The shell of it.
If you go out to Firebird Lake at Gila River,
Yeah, that's true. It's still there. Yeah.
saw a lot of shows there. I saw Scorpions with like Dio there.
I know.
Is Ra-
Anthony took my son Raymond to his first concert, and it was there.
Yeah, that was a cool venue.
Is Shanker still playing? Is he playing guitar?
Yeah, Shanker. Yeah, rocked.
Nice.
Yeah, look at my Instagram. He's on there. I took a great picture. Right, Lakota Kano Instagram.
Lakota County.
Shout out. No, I just was proud of the picture because it was Shanker holding up his guitar. Oh,
Nice.
and last night I remembered, because you go and you're not sure, you know. I mean, even myself, I've been playing music for over 20 years, and I'm sure there's clandestine fans that are like, well, he doesn't sing it the same. Perhaps. It's 20 years later, right? It's going to be different. Maybe. But I know of some of the songs, I sing it spot on.
Yeah.
Last night, Klaus Main was spot on.
yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
He was spot
Iron
on,
Maiden,
eh?
fucking spot
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
And so with that being said, so were and of course the guitar players were excellent. So it made me remember different stories. I remember Compton Terrace and what it was like then,
Yeah.
right? Being young, waiting in line, right?
Eric Clapton.
See, we heard Eric Clapton. What about you, Des? Give us a story, man. What was your first
My
or second or what?
My first concert was Al Di Meola.
Al Di Meola. Holy
Yeah.
cow, no wonder.
Yeah, it's a Pete said.
And if you don't know, Google him, man.
Yeah, Al Di Meola, awesome, great guitar work. Yeah, check him out if you haven't seen it. If you've ever seen him or like Paco de Lucia. But yeah, at the Red River Music Hall before it was called the Marquee.
Oh, yeah,
Red River, I remember that.
River Opera.
So
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think it was Red River.
we kind of
Opera.
opened the place, Dave, right?
I know. Yeah.
So our first
Oh, yeah,
record,
really?
we did one of the first shows at the Red River Opry when we
Oh,
signed to
shit.
Canyon Records, and we
Yeah.
did a record release. We performed at it at the time. Now it's the Marquee, but at the time it had red carpets through it, beautiful lush seats. Was it like
Yeah.
that when you went there?
Yeah, well, it was nice seats. It was a long time ago. I was like,
Des was nice to me. He didn't go, well, I was like 10.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Shit, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I said we've been playing music for a while.
Tell you what
For
the
real.
snack bar looked like. It
How
was-
about you? How about you?
Yeah.
What was
Concert?
your first concert,
Oh
Serene?
man.
We just call her so.
Our most memorable.
Wow.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Favorite or
Okay,
most
I'll have to do
memorable.
both. whatever, it's embarrassing. But my first concert was A-Teens, like the ABBA Teens cover band. I was totally into Dancing Queen.
Yeah. You still are, though.
That's awesome.
Dancing Queen. Yeah, any excuse
Exactly.
to jam some ABBA, right?
Right?
Who else?
But the last concert I just went to was Nako, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I've seen Nako
Yeah.
twice now.
Yeah.
Or twice with this lineup, I should say.
Okay.
I've seen him years back as well.
I really
Oh.
love the community vibe that he brings. It's,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
everyone is family when you're there.
Right.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
that's what.
totally,
Well, we
that's
were
what it's all
talking about
Yeah.
Nako the other night, saying how man, it needs to be more universal. More people need to see
Right.
that and hear that
Totally.
type of music, that type of message.
Yeah.
And man,
Right.
last night at the show, I was reminded really what concerts did for me back then. And I did. There was a spot where I was looking at Shanker, and I'm looking at the show, and I'm literally going, "Wow, these guys don't even know." And how many other people in here? They literally saved my life, probably
Right.
more than probably, like literally.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
You
That's awesome, man.
Like
Yeah.
going to the show, waiting, saving up so I could get those tickets, because you knew my dad. He wasn't one to say, "Yeah, here, go to
Yeah,
a
here you
concert."
go,
yeah,
go to
Right.
concert.
go earn it,
Yeah,
So I would,
yeah,
I
go
would
earn
earn
it
it,
and then
save
go.
money. But I went to concerts for a long time, man. My first show was Kiss Destroyer.
Ooh, wow. Awesome.
And shout out to my brother Joseph Sanchez, artist. You can see him online too. You'll see him on Instagram, Facebook. Find him through there. He's a painter, but he took us out there, my nephews and I, and painted us up. So I was Peter Chris. That was
Nice.
Cat
Yeah.
Man. Totally did us up. And he's an artist, like
That's
I said,
awesome.
he
You went
did
with
us
Peter
up.
Chris.
Got you already, yeah.
So that's the 70s, mind you. That was like 1976 or 7 or something, right? And back then, concerts were different, man. It was like
Yeah.
freedom then. It was crazy, right? You just lined up, and I remember him and my other brother, Rick, getting us kind of ready. They're going to open the door, Get ready. We're just little dudes. And everyone's like, we're painted, so everyone's making way for us. But they opened the door, and back then it was just like, like, oh, my brother, everybody's running to the stage, And we had our Kiss stuff on, but that's probably possibly why I am like I am in Clandestine, is some of those shows that I saw definitely impacted my life way more than I even realized at the time. I've never been one to be overt. I even say I've been shy, right? I'm shy. I'm a shy person,
Shy
but
guy.
whatever. But through these shows, it helped me to meet people. You go there. It was a different time then, right? You couldn't be at a show and hold your phone up, man. You couldn't
Yes.
download. You couldn't say, what song is this? You just had to know the song. You had to know the artists.
You're in the moment the whole
Yeah.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
But that's truly why we play music right now, and why we do what we do, is because those very reasons. Because we can share stories about how we've helped people, and they've told us that, and I think that's the beauty of what we're doing as Clandestine and as a family, as a entity, and just to be able to share the stage with yourself, Kano, and Des, Serene. Yeah, that makes me feel good, man. Play music, just
Yeah.
jam, man.
Yeah.
And you help
Man.
Me
people,
too.
you do you, and it's
Mhm.
cool.
Most definitely. And some of the other shows I've seen, Des and I went and seen George Clinton
Yeah.
together.
That's
That
fun.
was a good show, man.
Yeah,
That was
some
got
people.
Barry White. Did some stuff for Barry White. I did some Lollapalooza tours. Got to meet Ice-T and some people like that. But concerts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
concerts.
Yeah.
the economy, it has changed that. But I think it's not going to go away because it's almost like a ceremony or a performance.
Yeah,
Is it the
performance,
economy?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is it the economy? Because it's like, for me, concerts at some point were mosh pits, like where you could go to get into a good fucking mosh pit. You know what I
Get
mean?
some energy
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, like cathartic, a release of some sort. Because it's
Slayer
just
show. What else?
yeah, Pantera.
Yeah,
like you just see
Pantera
these
show.
huge mosh pits going on all around you, and you're just surrounded in this like mayhem, and it just for a minute it's just like and you don't see that anymore. I don't know if anybody comments in there like, does anybody like
is there mosh pits?
Know what I'm talking about?
Other
like,
than in Europe,
people aren't like
right?
rowdy. Maybe I'm talking about maybe it's just Arizona. Is it around the country? Are there still big mosh pits for metal and rock bands around? I mean, you go to a show at like a club, and there's like small pits, but like, where's like the rowdiness of the people? Everybody be jamming, everybody will be moving.
Yeah,
What happened to that?
Guns N'
What's
Roses
going on
videos,
there? Or is that just me?
That you see?
Is that just me? Are people getting less rowdy and they just want to sit and watch a show?
Is it the people, or is it just so many people now? It's a little more difficult to get rowdy because there's just so many more people now. Than and I'm, for instance, so I've seen Stevie Ray Vaughan 5 times. I've seen AC/DC like 8 times. I've seen Iron Maiden a couple times. Who else? Man, I went to every concert.
I've seen Maiden, yeah.
Bon Jovi. I went to Amy Grant. I went to every show.
That's pretty wild.
And because that was what I was studying to be, right?
Right.
I decided at a young age that's what I'm going to do. And I'd literally go to every show because I was taking myself to college. Right. But at the same time, counseling, too. And we want to run a little show. We got a little video of the show we went to last night. But, man, when I walked up there, Des, and you guys are aware of this as we plan our show, and we did the trip to Michigan, doing the clandestine Zeitgeist. Man, I walked backstage last night and went in the back, and they had like 7 semi-trucks, 4 coaches,
That's
but
a
when you
show.
see the footage, you'll understand why.
Yeah, that's a concert.
Yeah. And I was remembering pushing those
That's more like a
boxes,
show.
Imagining unloading those trucks, and then I was seeing our Zeitgeist equipment coming out of there. And I seen the video wall the Scorpions had, pretty cool. They came out, their first song, relevant for them, right? We're going out with a bang. So, with that, I was hoping they would play Arizona, the one song. Have you ever heard the Scorpion song Arizona? Anyone? No?
Anyone?
Veronica has, see? Well, we're having a good time. Let's show a little bit of the video. We had a great time at the show tonight. Shout out. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for giving us a call. And I guess I caught the text at the right time. A few people got to go to the show. I was center stage. And like I said, I've worked a lot of shows, too, so I understand the security. And Bob, I kind of used him. My brother was with me. Didn't make him aware of it first, but I was like, all right, he's bigger than I am. They're just going to think he's my security, right? So I'm just going to walk in there, and it totally worked. We were able to, like, walk around. I was filming everywhere. Walked right to the front, center aisle, front of the stage. And the security came over for a second. Bob pointed at me. And then security waved at me. I was supposed to be there, man.
Yep.
But let's roll that video, give you a little taste of that production.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Thank you.
What's up, Kano with Clandestine Live. I'm on scene here at Scorpions and Queensryche Crazy World Tour.
Michael Wilson on guitar, make some noise! Except for the memories of what we are, what we do.
What's up, Nolan?
In time I try to leave them behind me. I see something I desire to you.
Replica Theater for Scorpions and Queensryche. We're about to go into the auction lounge, have some fun, relax. We're having a good time at this concert, the auction lounge. Look at this. There's the logo. There's the auction logo. 3 great reasons: Southern Dunes and Ultra Stone. Let's get that in there. All right. Wow, this is comfortable. The auction lounge. I feel like royalty in here. I'm gonna sit down. And we're back, Clandestine Live, episode
39.
Yeah.
39.
Man,
39.
we're almost middle-aged,
All right, they enjoyed that video. Then.
Well, I enjoyed it, man. That concert was great, dude. It was. Scorpions rocked. Queensryche was on, and I went with the right people and had a great time, like you should.
Awesome. Yeah, for real.
But I guess it's relevant to me because being in the industry or being in a band, going into studios, having worked the shows, sometimes it's hard to remember that it's entertainment. Sometimes it's hard to turn that work switch off for me, you know? So as a musician and you're out there, you're songwriting, you're putting these things out, you know, sometimes you forget, hey, go to a concert, and maybe it happens for other people in other professions. Maybe we forget the things we appreciated or the things that brought us to where we were, made us who we are. We forget to go revisit or visit them or continue experiencing, you know.
Yeah,
What do
totally.
you think?
I just saw Peter Frampton not too long ago.
Man,
Couple
Peter
days ago.
Frampton.
Pete Frampton, yeah. Mesa Art Center. Awesome, still rocking. And it just reminded me, like you were saying, like, just remind me that, like, that's what I want to do. That's what I love to do. Is have a rock show. You just go and you just like, oh, this was just a good. Everybody's on their feet by the end of it. Like I was saying, like everybody's on their feet. You know what I mean? They all start. You know, everybody just sits. You know, well, that's everybody. It's all of us. We're all sitting here at some kind of shell. And then you know, by the end of it,
You're sitting in your aisle and you're like, you never met them. And you're like,
staying in your lane.
stay in your lane, you know. By the end of the show, sometimes it's like,
Oh yeah, right. Before you know it, you're passing an electric pen around.
that helps a lot, right? Who else have I seen? Dave Matthews. That was a great show. I seen Grateful Dead.
I've seen Bob Dylan.
11 times.
Seen Black Sabbath.
Saw Black Sabbath
A couple
3
times.
Saw Ozzy twice.
Ozzy, yep. Seen Ozzy.
Well, I guess counting Black Sabbath 3 times. Ozzy.
Yeah, I got to see YouTube with you.
Yeah,
With
right.
you?
You too. Of course, yeah.
You too. Yeah, you too.
We both watched YouTube. That's a good soundbite. I got to see YouTube. Send that one to Bono.
Shit. Yeah.
I think
Sorry,
Bono does
dude.
that.
Bono did that.
He's
yeah.
he's at that age too, man.
Bono
He's at
Cano.
our age. I had my name first, dude.
Yeah.
My mom gave me my name, dude.
No, you've earned that name, Cano.
Just outright cooter.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool, man. Yeah. I can't even name, man, so many when I start thinking about it.
Yeah. Yellow.
Yeah. Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm on the opposite side, Cano, where I barely went to a concert. That's why U2 concert was one of the
Right.
few I've ever been to.
I think the U2 show
You've
was a
been to
good one
few
for you to go
concerts.
to.
Yeah, just literally a few.
What did you think of that show, Dave?
I loved it. Totally loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You know, this energy and you know what tripped me out is how people would start singing the songs. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that tripped me out because I mean,
That's so
and we've
cool.
had that happen to us a few times, you know, here and there, where people start singing what we're singing, and you're like, oh crap, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got to remember the lyrics right. Clouds Main, too. One of my favorite songs, Winds of Change. It was cool.
I love that
too,
song,
you know.
yeah.
Did the whistling part, and then he holds the mic out, and everyone sings the song.
Yeah.
That's
That
my
was-
favorite thing at a
Yeah.
concert is when they hold the mic out and everyone sings.
Yeah, that's awesome. Huh?
Yeah, it doesn't lose any
Like,
steam.
brings everyone together even more. Like
Yeah,
you're part
totally.
of the show too.
Well, that's like bands like Scorpions or U2, like you're saying, these bands, people have grown up with these songs, they're generational. I can't help but to sing it.
Right.
It's I don't know, best concerts ever, though. What are the best concerts ever? That's a tough one, man.
Well, I'd like to chime in there. I remember Max Cavalera saying half the show is the band, the other half the show is the band, and the other half shows the people.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
So when you got a good
Yeah, right.
crowd, I mean, I remember going to see Iron Maiden,
Mhm.
and I'm like singing whatever song, you know, and the people are like, you know, can you calm down with like,
Calm down.
got kids here, like, what a
We're at an
Rock
Iron Maiden song.
concert, I'm at a metal concert. What the hell? You know,
Not
I've
gonna
had the
calm
same thing.
down.
I've had people say, sit down, too. I don't remember what show it was. I think Judas Priest show or something. Someone was like, hey, sit down. What? Go home.
yeah, go home, kid. I go watch
Put
it on
a
your
CD.
phone.
What
Save
else? I've
$90
seen the-
bucks.
I have to get them all out there on record, right? I've seen the
Jesus,
Stones like
yeah.
3 times. Who
Stoners.
else have I seen?
Yeah, I saw some Miguel, saw Stones.
I've seen lots
Van
of electronic
Halen.
shows.
Seen
Yeah,
Van
tell us
Halen.
about those shows. I've worked
That's-
those shows.
Yeah, well,
It's
you-
definitely different than seeing a live band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like in that case, it's a little bit even more about the people that are there.
Oh.
Because, I don't know. once
Because
you
people are
hear
what,
dan-
hooping?
Well,
People
like
are
I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
I-
hooping and
Got their
dancing, doing
flow.
the flow arts.
So
Yeah.
it just brings the energy up, and then
Oh, yeah. And with that kind of music, I really enjoy music that kind of like tricks you. Like you don't really know where it's going. Like you think it's going this one way, and then it drops, and then it does something completely different. You know?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the, in
that
the
is
powwow world, they call that what's that?
oh, well, like a trick beat
Trick,
or
trick beat, yeah, or something like that.
Right.
Where you'd be dancing,
listen really well.
da, 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 and then all of a sudden, and you gotta jump to it.
Or
That's
stop
the
when
best.
you're
It keeps you on your
supposed
Stop
toes.
when you're supposed to, all that good stuff. Yeah.
It's been way
Chick
cool,
beats.
though, but, some of the other shows I've been to through time have, I don't know, after I worked shows, you know, you kind of look at it differently. And you said, Des, one time I went to a Soundgarden show, and they were just rocking, dude. The band was on.
Yeah.
And it was at the time that was called, I forget, I think Desert Sky Pavilion, they called
Yeah.
it that.
Blockbuster does
Right,
this
now
guy.
it's now it's Akchin Pavilion.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Chin-
But Soundgarden, they're just hitting it, and the crowd was just standing there.
Wow.
And Chris Cornell got kind of upset.
What the fuck?
He's like, come on, you know.
Get
And they go
up.
off, and Fishbone came on.
Oh, shit.
Fishbone got upset.
Wow.
'cause
They
everybody's
took it
like,
personally.
"Get up!" You know, they like stopped playing, started yelling at
Oh,
him.
my
That's
God.
awesome.
People nobody
Shows
wanted
other
to jump.
places. Arizona's
It was
a-
like one of the
you
few
know?
places nobody dances.
Yeah, Arizona's notorious for just like having attitude.
What is
like
it,
the
Footloose
best
up
show
in
you
here?
ever been
Yeah,
to.
it's
is
Footloose up in
Romeo.
here.
Yeah, throw some water bottles.
I've seen Maynard get hit here at Tool or
Oh,
not?
yeah, I've seen
it's with
Tool.
the water bottle. People. I mean, I didn't actually see it, but I was watching him and I was like, "What the fuck happened? Why did he go back?"
I saw John Cougar Mellencamp.
The
get
Cougar.
hit off of a.
Coug.
He was singing one of his tunes at ASU Stadium, opening for Rolling Stones, and he got like a whiskey bottle or something hit him right in the head.
Ooh,
Got knocked
shit.
out.
Oh.
He hit the ground. They stopped the show.
Fuck. Where did a whiskey bottle come from?
Yeah. But about maybe 3 or 4 minutes later, literally, he came back out with a Sun Devils helmet on. And it was like, fuck you, excuse me.
They're gonna do
But
the show.
yeah, forget you, because somebody threw him. And then he
Why do
finished his
people
gig.
do that? What?
That's wild, man.
But I believe he has a scar. It was like, it busted his
Wow.
forehead
Wow.
open. What else, too? I think Bono also has a scar on his chin from falling off the ASU stage.
Oh,
ASU
what?
Stage there. He busted
What's
his chin
with
open.
ASU?
What's up with this?
I think it's because
Weird energy.
when they do those stadium shows, the stages are huge. Like Steven Tyler fell off and broke his hip or leg last year. Yeah, so the stadium stages will be like 14 feet high.
Oh, damn.
So if you
You
make
fall on that, you're
yeah, and you've seen me fall,
It's like
right?
hardcore live.
Oh my God.
It's like live or die performances in the future. Like you could like really get
Will he
melted by
fall?
the pyrotechnics.
Will he be able to stay in pitch as he's falling,
There's
plummeting
too many
to the
artists.
ground?
So many artists say just start
Put
disposable.
trampolines down there.
Jump back up. It'll be a mix
All
of
part of the show.
American Ninja
Part
with
of
a
the
concert. It'll be this crazy thing.
Yeah. Well, the one of the one of the best ones that Connell did, I remember, was we were in Berlin. Or what is it? Is that where we were? Berlin?
I think we're in Oberhausen.
Oh yeah, Oberhausen. I'm sorry. And yeah, and we were at the Brauhaus.
We were at the Brauhaus in Oberhausen, Germany. Shout out, man.
Yeah, and this we were jamming, and all of a sudden Connell's coming back, and he tripped over the monitor right there and rolled over, came right back up singing. That was one of your best moments,
Right,
Connell, or
yeah,
one
no-
of the good ones. Yeah.
I'm famous for falling over the monitor and then just coming back up, keep singing. But that one was great because it was full fall down. It was like,
Yeah,
it
I
was
didn't
like,
expect the monitor behind me. I completely, so I tucked and rolled backwards, and I think we were doing the song Shame, and then came back up.
No shame. No shame.
No shame.
There's no shame. I
Can
just
we
kept
roll
Yeah,
that?
no
Can
shame,
we
man.
roll that footage of Camp Shadow Pines?
I
Doing a flip
Oh,
over.
I know.
Oh,
We
yeah,
keep
there
doing
you
a
go.
flip over. Can we roll that footage? No, we can't. Okay.
No, I burned that footage. We lost that hard drive.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be good. I didn't know if that was.
I deleted that hard drive.
Well, what about the other one?
That
though?
was an epic.
got it. We're
So
pulling it
we're,
up right
we're
now.
opening for Willie Nelson, sold out show, 5,000 plus people. It's a big time,
Willie.
right? And
Big
huge
Willie.
stage. We come out, and the lights are all timed. If you remember right, Dave, lights go on, and I tripped over something. I don't know what, and I spun
Tripping.
around and almost fell. And I always do this on stage. I'll recover.
Yeah.
I didn't fall, and I recovered and then started singing. So
That's
it's
awesome.
like I should have been a clown as well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like slapstick.
Well, see, those are the good old days, or the good old times, and on the more times, to where, where it's not over with, because we're not done yet, right?
Oh man, we just started. We're gonna have 7 trucks, man. We're gonna start with one first, though. One truck. We're gonna be ecologically sound, right? Sustainable. That's why.
I like it.
At least until we can buy 4 more, and a video wall like you saw the Scorpions have. Right now we'll use a screen. I don't know if we get the wall yet, unless we can borrow it. Like when we played with Alabama, they let us borrow the bass rig, and I think it shook my bones, man. That
I
bass
know,
rig was
never.
so big.
Yeah, I know, never had a bass rig. You went and tickled
Like,
your ass,
Yeah, it's great sound and everything. But
Yeah.
you know what else? You brought up modern shows as opposed to ones. I remember going to shows, like I said, in the 80s, 70s, 90s, right? Back then, you smoked, people drank. It was about going, and it was about excess, right? And maybe it is now to a point if you go to a rave or something like that. But last night, for instance, you go to a venue like Comerica, you can't smoke in there. Right? You can't. You can go buy a beer from the thing, but it's mostly a whole different mindset, on my point of view, anyway. It used to be just push the envelope, you know, let's go do this and that. And I think the younger elements or the younger generations as they rave, of course, were pushing the envelope and such, but still to a different way we did, if you will.
But, Connell, doesn't it start with a spark?
Oh, it does.
Yeah, right. Nice
Especially on
lead-in. We
Sundays.
almost
All
forgot.
starts with
Holy
the
cow.
spark.
Do we have a little
Thank you,
commercial?
Dave.
Can we run? We can put that tag up there, right? Some kind of, because Sunday
Yeah.
evening, 8 p.m.
Sundays at 8 p.m. Arizona time. We will be going live on It Starts With a Spark Facebook. This coming Sunday, we're going to be talking about conscious eating.
Conscious
Ooh,
eating,
nice.
man, that's
Yes,
relevant. I better
everybody should be
record
talking
it,
about
like,
that,
and
for
play
sure.
it again and again. Watch it. Last week you had
It'll weigh
Bambuca on.
Bambuca, yes,
Yeah.
we had Bambuca,
Bambuca,
and we
Bambuca.
talked about the Radiant Hearts event with our other sisters that host that event.
Right on.
And yeah, we talked a lot about healing and the different modalities that we do.
So if you get a chance, Sunday evening, 8 p.m., you can rewatch it, of course, but Sunday, 8 p.m., it's live. It starts with a spark with Ash, Serene, and Fabiola.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it does start with a
Shout
spark,
out to
right?
Ash
Yeah,
tonight.
Ash
Years
is,
back.
Yes.
Ash is in school.
Ash is kicking
in
ass right now.
school.
Yeah, she is.
Kicking Ash. We have a photo
We
shoot
miss
coming
you,
up with all
Ash.
of us.
Yes, we're
right?
so excited.
All these new announcements that are going to come out with that marketing and all this cool stuff as we go forward. Like Dave said, we're not done yet. We're still creating Warrior Zeitgeist as I make the
Just
calls.
beginning.
There's a lot of tribes picking up dates. So if you're watching and you're the entertainment director, I haven't called you yet, send me a text because we're booking dates for Warrior Zeitgeist. Clandestine Warrior Zeitgeist. It's a 60-minute
now.
theatrical performance. You can see pieces of it on Clandestine episode 30, I don't know, 38, 37. We're up in Michigan, and we performed it for the Gun Lake tribe.
Well, actually, all the above, man. We've been doing it since we started, right?
Right. Different, yeah, you get to see some of the inception of some of the choreography, the ideas of the songs. Man, we're having a great time, though, as we move forward. Let's show another MMA promo before we go, because we talked about Starts With a Spark on Sunday at 8 p.m. I'll be winding down, watching that show.
Nice.
After the energy that we're going to create up there with Rough MMA 28 up at Blue Water Casino this Saturday night. Go out there if you're in the area. If you want to make a little road trip, go up there and buy a ticket, man. I think there's a few available. I saw on a message feed that they're starting to sell out. We're going to sell that show out. And when we sell that out, we're going pay-per-view. That's right. Silver Moon Productions, Follow Your Bliss Media, Alter Destiny, and Verde Video. We're going to produce a pay-per-view for Rough MMA 28 at Blue Water Casino. So check it out. It is mobile accessible. You can watch it on your phone, your smart TV. You can get it Chromecast it or whatever on your smart TV. Right? And one of the songs here, let's run that promo.
Are you ready?
Clandestine Live, episode 39. You can't say we're middle-aged. 39's the new 20. The new 19, I think. Something like that. That's what I've been telling myself since I was 40, Dave.
Yeah, I understand that, right?
Well, you know, there's no shame getting older because I have a lot of things and memories and things that, man, they honestly make me happy. and a lot of good energy that people have shared with me, friends, family, acquaintances. We talked about concerts. I've gotten to travel around the world seeing shows, playing shows. So like I said, if you haven't got a call from me yet, look for it, because Clandestine Zeitgeist is booking the 2019 tour. We're going to be starting out, we're going to be playing Mesa Powwow this year, Riverview Park. Yeah, free outdoor concert, October 26th, Friday night, the Roy Track Memorial Concert and Powwow.
Never seen us. That's the cheapest, best way to see it.
That's for real, bro.
Most definitely. It's the most
Yeah,
intimate,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
It'll be like the
Join the
19th time we've played that.
Yeah, that's one
Sure.
of our charity things that we've done
Donate
for
for that.
a long time. So come and check it out.
Yeah, we're going to invite some friends to come out and play it with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on Clandestine Live. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. You can see little shorts, comedy skits, all kind of stuff. Clandestine Live. We've done a lot of things, traveled and seen a lot of events. We're not finished yet. That's right. Follow, like, and share.
Follow, like, and share.
Follow, like, and share.
Follow, like, and share.
Clandestine Live. Clandestine Live. Clandestine Live. Clandestine Live. Clandestine Live. Clandestine Live. Clandestine Live.
Clandestine Live.
Woo! Follow, like, and share now. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
Follow, like, and share.
Instagram. MMA Saturday night from Blue Water Casino. We'll see you next week on Clandestine Live.
Just like trees, so deeply
Destine and what they're doing for the community and the kids today cannot be beat.
It's not about fame, it's not about power, it's love is our true name. If we go on playing, when will we make it right? Think of all the things I've done.